Greetings, NASCAR enjoyers, and welcome to the second half of the Bristol Night Races. Also, I just found out, yeah, there's no Xfinity Series race in New Hampshire this year. Yeah, like I thought there was going to be one, but no. I looked it up and there doesn't seem to be one that would take place there. Last year, Kyle Larson dominated with little tire wear. Hopefully, we'll get a different winner this year. Johnny Morris of the Bass Pro representatives would be the ones to give off the command to start their engines, along with a few little kids that also appeared as special guests. But anyways, this year's Bass Pro Shops Night Race begins with AJ Allmendinger jumping to the lead while having to deal with Ty Gibbs. Wow, that was unexpected. AJ is the pole sitter instead of Larson. Usually, Larson dominates Bristol, but not this time though. Larson just got past Hamlin, and Free Willy also managed to get past him as things aren't looking good for Denny Hamlin. He's fallen behind pretty fast. So far, not much is going on, and as usual, it's hard to pass at Bristol. Both AJ and Gibbs get caught up in lap traffic. Ah, crap. Ty freaking Gibbs got past AJ Allmendinger, and even worse is the fact that AJ might have blown a tire. Gibbs is now leading. Todd Gilliland blocks Ty Gibbs, who is trying to put him a lap down, and Giggles Logano even held him up, which meant that Ryan Blaney now has the lead. Holy crapper, this has gotten intense. Unlike last year, there appears to be tire wear as the tires of Denny Hamlin and Ty Gibbs' car have been destroyed. Chaos is going on in the front as Blaney tries to get past lap traffic. SVG and Free Willy have also pitted in. Yeah, that's William Byron, by the way, if you haven't known already. Yeah, the tires either last for a really long time or get destroyed really early. There's no happy medium. Cindric is next to come down to pit road after contact ensues. Even Kyle Larson isn't safe for the disintegrating tires as he too came down to pit road. Also, there's contact with Austin Hill and Cole Custer. Again, you just couldn't help yourself, could you? Yeah, Austin Hill and Cole Custer have always gotten into a scuffle with each other. I swear, the two must have some rivalry. Yeah, at least the Austin Hill and Cole Custer rivalry harkens back to the olden days of NASCAR when you got a rivalry between two drivers. And yeah, people often like to say that, remember when NASCAR rivalries were so much better? Yeah, they're no different from the rivalries of today. And they're not scripted or anything. They just happen. Blaney was leading until Gibbs retakes it. We also see some marbles on the track that came from the tires themselves. Ty Gibbs is getting through lap traffic, and Austin Dillon also comes down to pit road. The brakes of Josh Berry's car start catching fire, and he had to come down to pit road to prevent a caution. Oh no, he's gonna get out of here. Things are not looking good for Josh Berry, and because of that, he's sadly out of the race again. Poor Josh Berry. Like, I really want him to have a multi-win season. Like, this has gotta happen with Wood Brothers. Wait, they still call the caution? But he wasn't anywhere near the track. And no driver was going to go down to pit road. So, in theory, he should be safe. But, to be fair, there were also the marbles of the track. So yeah, the safety crews had to do some cleanup. That might have also been the reason for the caution. But still, no unexplained caution can nearly be as bad as Martin Truex Jr.'s caution of last year. Or heck, even when NASCAR decided not to throw a yellow, even though there was a huge wreck in the Truck Series race at Texas, until someone pointed it out on Twitter, aka X, and that brought out the caution. Yeah, it's pretty bad when you can't catch it on TV and someone has to point it out on Twitter. Anyways, several drivers come down to pit road during the caution. Anyways, the caution ends with Ty Gibbs jumping to the lead. Holy crapper, did you see that? Zane Smith is battling Free Willy for second and is able to clear him. And another caution just came out as Lil Bow Wow lost control. He also got involved with Riley Herbst. A few drivers come down to pit road during caution. Fingers crossed as Zane Smith is able to pass Ty Gibbs. The race restarts with Ty Gibbs jumping to the lead and again, Zane Smith wasn't able to get past him. Prosper, Texas and Free Willy battle for third. Hubba Bubba also got past AJ. Yeah, that's Bubba Wallace in case you haven't known already. But gets overtaken by Free Willy and Blaney. Blaney is now in third and he gets past Satan Smith. Wait, what? Ty Gibbs and Blaney battle for the lead. Lap traffic also becomes an issue for Gibbs. After an intense battle, Blaney wins the first stage of the Bass Pro Shops Night Race. Here we go. Several drivers come down to pit road during caution. Ty Gibbs wins the race off pit road. Also during the stage caution, we get a segment with the three broadcasters, and we also get a segment with Dale Jarrett himself. Kyle Larson, who dominated last year's race, has issues with his car. Dang. So much for him winning 3 Bristol races in a row. But anyways, the caution ends with Ty Gibbs jumping to the lead, and Hubba Bubba takes the lead from Gibbs. This is getting good, man. Short track racing at its finest. Gibbs retook the lead, and AJ is bowing Hubba Bubba for second. Another caution just came out as Ricky Stenhouse Jr. gets involved with SVG and Eric Jones, and also gets in the way of the number 66 car, which happens to be Fincham, by the way. Free Willy is also losing positions. But things are even worse for Larson as he had to come down to pit road again to get more repairs done to his car. The caution ends with Gibbs continuing to lead while AJ takes second from Hubba Bubba. Chase Elliott also lost grip and fell behind. Yeah, don't take the high line. There's still tire dust there, or tire marbles, or however you want to call it. AJ starts falling behind and Blaney gets past him and Hocevar is in fourth. Wait, where did he come from? He even gets past Blaney. Don't let him get past you, Gibbs. Yeah, you never thought I would be rooting for Gibbs, but this time, I am hoping that he holds off Hocevar himself. Yeah, caution Hocevar. Please hold him off, which he did. Alex Bowman, aka Lil Bow Wow, is in 6th. Wait, what? But he spun out earlier in the race itself. Yeah, I just saw it. Like, how was he able to get back after a spin out? Carson Hocevar continues to come closer to Gibbs. SVG comes down to pit road and Chase Elliott is next to join in. Lap traffic becomes a factor and Gibbs is doing an excellent job at holding off caution Hocevar. Yeah, SVG bumps Lil Bow Wow out of the way and Lil Bow Wow decides to come down to pit road. Several more also join in. More drivers pit in as expected. Ty Gibbs is next to come down to pit road and Hocevar also joins in alongside him. Cindric is now in the lead until he too pits in. Hocevar gets past Lil Bow Wow and takes the lead away from him. Ty Gibbs is right behind him and he overtakes caution Hocevar for the lead. Holy crapper! He's back in the lead. More chaos ensues as Ty Gibbs and caution Hocevar get stuck in lap traffic. And the caution just came out as SVG loses control. Oh my good golly, like SVG is not having any luck on ovals. Good lord, he needs to win on an oval sooner rather than later. He also gets taken out by Free Willy. Pit road is open and all the top 5 drivers come down to pit road. Like before, Ty Gibbs wins the race off pit road and Free Willy gets the free pass position rescinded as he got involved in the caution of SVG. Hopefully, things can't get any worse, right? Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is leading during caution. Wait, what? Anyways, the race restarts with Stenhouse leading until he loses the lead to Gibbs. Stenhouse starts falling behind and then all of a sudden, Blaney gets past Lil Bow Wow. This time, Gibbs wins the second stage of the Bass Pro Shops Night Race. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Several drivers come down to pit road, and there will be no race off pit road this time around. The third and final stage begins with Ty Gibbs jumping to the lead yet again, and Prosper Texas takes second away from Lil Bow Wow. And all of a sudden, another caution came out. SVG lost control again and got taken out by Ty Dillon. Why Ty-Dye? Like, seriously, Ty Dillon just takes out freaking drivers left and right, I swear. There's gonna be more drivers on this list. You're gonna see pretty soon. The caution ends with Gibbs leading until Briscoe takes the lead away from his teammate. And just like that, another caution just came out as Cole Custer hits the wall and loses control. Good to know that short track racing is back. He also got taken out by Ty Dillon. Ty Gibbs and several other drivers come down to pit road. But anyways, the caution ends with Briscoe jumping to the lead and Busher, aka Prosper Texas, takes second away from Taco Bell as he didn't have a good start. Hubba Bubba gets past Hocevar and then another caution just came out as Noah Gregson loses control. He gets taken out by Ty Dillon and his own teammate Tom Gillen. Again, Ty Dillon. Yeah, he took out 3 drivers. Seriously, like, Tie-Dye is just on a short track hot streak. This ain't roller derby, Ty Dillon. This is NASCAR. A few drivers come down to pit road during caution, but anyways, the caution ends with what else? Briscoe leading, and Boucher getting past Taco Bell for second. And another caution just came out as Chase Elliott gets taken out by Nematode and hits the wall. I don't believe this. Hendrick is not having any luck here, and it happened right after Hamlin bumped into him. Several drivers come down to pit road during the caution, but I will still never forgive Nematode for taking out Chase Elliott like that. Like, Chase Elliott is the most popular driver in NASCAR, and he deserves better. And then a traffic jam happens on pit road. Man, pit road sure is busy, but anyways. The caution ends with Hubba Bubba and Ty Gibbs battling for the lead, and once again, Hubba Bubba takes the lead, and then out of nowhere, Briscoe jumps the lead. Even crazier is Prosper, Texas moving to second. This isn't just a race, it's a showdown. Austin Hill also unlaps himself. Gibbs bumps Prosper, Texas, and gets past him for third. Hubba Bubba tries to get into the pits, and then he takes out Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and causes another caution. All the top 5 drivers pit in, and several more also join in. Only 4 drivers stay out. The caution ends with Briscoe continuing to lead. Suarez and Larson have contact, and just like that, another caution came out as even Larson got into the wall. Suarez also gets taken out of the race. Hamlin comes down the pit road, but anyways, the race restarts with Briscoe continuing to lead, and Zane Smith just took second away from Lil Bow Wow, and Hocevar is in third. He gets past Zane Smith for second. And then Denny Hamlin loses a tire and causes another caution. He even gets involved with AJ Allmendinger. Good lord, things are getting chaotic. To make matters even worse, Hamlin also gets penalized for a loose wheel. Ah crap. Things aren't looking good for Hamlin. Zane Smith and Hocevar both make their pit stops, and Free Willy also joins in alongside them to not only get his tire changed, but to also get his car repaired. The caution ends with Briscoe continuing to lead. Ty Gibbs got second for Boucher, aka Prosper Tech. Ty Gibbs managed to get past Briscoe for the lead. Holy crapper, he might do it! Brad K also gets past his teammate Prosper Texas, and Lil Bow Wow is back in the picture. Prosper Texas comes down to pit road. Lil Bow Wow is next to come down to pit road, and Taco Bell is now leading. Lil Bow Wow makes his pit stop, and his brakes start to light on fire! Again! Chastain and SVG also make their pit stops. Chase Briscoe makes his pit stop, and Ty Gibbs just barely manages to avoid disaster. Holy crapper! Brad K just got past Taco Bell. Uh-oh. There's a fire in Hubba Bubba's putt stall. Good lord, it's not looking good for Bubba Wallace himself. Well, also known as Hubba Bubba. Zane Smith is now in the lead until he too pits in. Meanwhile, Lil Bow Wow struggles to get past lap traffic. Giggles Logano is now in the lead until he pits in. Brad K is back in the lead. Zane Smith puts the pressure on Hocevar. Austin Cindric's car catches fire and had to come down to pit road. Ah crap, the Penske curse strikes back. Lil Bow Wow gets past Stenhouse. Thankfully, Cindric is not out of the race. Holy crapper! Caution, Hocevar gets past Brad K. Lil Bow Wow also got past Zane Smith. And Fincham's car catches fire. Lil Bow Wow makes his final pit stop of the night. Hocevar is next to join in. Zane Smith is now in the lead until he gave up the lead to Brad K. Briscoe is next to come down to pit road. With 13 to go, another caution came out when Hubba Bubba gets taken out by another driver. Brad K and a few others make their pit stops. And Blaney had to back up to prevent another loose lug disaster. Hubba Bubba's car also catches fire. Corey Haim is also in the top 10. Holy crap, Lincoln got ahead. Yeah, freaking crickets are annoying, aren't they? But anyways, the caution ends with Zane Smith and Hocevar battling for the lead, only for Taco Bell to jump ahead. On the final lap, Taco Bell blocks Brad K and takes the win. Yeah! At least Hocevar didn't win. This race gets a 9 out of 10, and we finally got to see a Bristol race in the next-gen era That is not a snooze fest. About time. The race had tire wear and a lot of bumping and banging. A true short track race, if you ask me. It just goes to show that the next gen car is getting better at short tracks. But anyways, I'm going to sign off, and here's the link to last year's Bristol Night Race if you want to see it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just in case I haven't already done so. Catch you guys next time, and peace out.